Whenever we wanted to refer anything, any information, any document we want to refer, we can have that reference from our national libraries. Is it okay? Okay, are you audible?
Yes, sir.
Are you audible? Okay. First is public libraries, then national libraries, then academic libraries. Someone has said like just now that school libraries, college libraries, all those libraries comes under this academic libraries. One is public library, two is national library, three is academic library, fourth is special libraries. Okay. In these academic libraries, we have different academic libraries like school libraries, then college libraries, then university libraries. School libraries where the first students are going to the school, where they can start their life learning. We have to provide reading material to them also from the beginning. From the beginning itself, we have to habituate the students to go to the library, so that after becoming their adult, they will learn how to use the library facilities and how to use the library material, so that they can learn more if they habituated from the beginning itself, from the school itself. Okay, that's the main idea of the school libraries. Okay, in the school libraries, what will they will do? They will start with the comic books, CDs, likewise. We will go into detail in this chapter. Okay, then special libraries. See, in these special libraries, something special is there. When we are called these libraries as a special libraries, this is a specialized, it is different from public libraries, national libraries, and academic libraries. The material is entirely different in these libraries. Okay. So in public libraries, what is that a public library functions as an intellectual powerhouse? Is it not? It's like an intellectual powerhouse. Previously, what libraries will call, it's a storage of books. Books where books are kept in a place where the books are kept for reading purpose. Okay. Now it's not like that. It's called like a powerhouse, intellectual powerhouse. It's a knowledge house, aspiring to meet the intellectual, educational, recreational, informal, and cultural requirement of the masses. For all category people, those who are living in the society, for all those people, the reading material will be available in this library, especially public libraries. How they will help to the people to upcoming their living styles, all those things. First, if you take the example of education, to foster provide means of self-development of individual group. It will develop their own by providing reading material. It will develop the education system, education intellectually to the society. What they will do to foster and provide means of self-development of individual group. At whatever stage of education, closing the gap between the individual and recorded knowledge. It will close the gap between individual and the knowledge. When we go through the books, automatically we learn something from this books, from that information, and we will gain the knowledge. Is it not? Then information. What libraries will provide to bring to the individual groups accurate information, quickly, accurate information, whatever the information we are having. See, nowadays what is going on everywhere, someone is saying something. It happened in somewhere else like this, the accident happened, all those things, any fake news are coming. But whereas in the documents, in the books, the authenticity will be there. Those who are writing the books should be authenticated. It's a clear information. It's a good information. It's a authentic information. Information should be in an authentic, accurate manner. So to bring the individual group accurate information quickly and in depth, not only quickly, whenever you want, if you want anything, if you wanted to know the president of America, president of Canada, president of India, whomever it may be, wherever it may be, if you want any information, to ask to the librarian, he immediately will give the information. So you will provide quickly without wasting your time. Okay. This work will be done by the libraries. Okay. Quick information and in-depth information, particularly on topic of current concern. Current concern, whatever the topics are going on related to this running day by day activities, that information will be available in depth. And those information is available in the public libraries. Whatever libraries, every libraries are having, especially public libraries, they will provide all the information for the masses. Okay. Then culture. To be one of the principal center of culture, life, and promote to keep participation, enjoyment, appreciation of all the arts. It develop at the same time to the culture. It relates to not only you for reading continuously or going to read the books, you may get bored. And other activities, if you concern with other activities, the libraries will also conduct some cultural activities like they will support the art, music, dramas. Every activities will be conducted by this public libraries. Then leisure time. If the people, those who are like, if you take the example of housewives are after going their family members to the job, they will sit at home, and like children, old age people, retired people, challenged people, those who are sitting idle in the house, for them also library is providing some good material, good reading books. For them, what public library is doing, to play a part, encouraging the positive use of leisure and providing material for change and relaxation. See, we are having many different types of books in the library, like academic books, competitive books, general books, all the books are there. In addition to that, people, those who wanted to relax, for light novels, good number of books, they will collect. For those who are getting bored in their homes or somewhere else in the workplace, for them also this public library is providing some good material to the society to pass their leisure time, as they do not want to waste their time by going here and there. So these are all the things, objectives of public library. Okay. Then functions of public library. UNESCO is adopted. First, its pilot project was introduced in Delhi. In Delhi in 1972, UNESCO was established a public library. So it has got its own objectives. So what UNESCO will support? So UNESCO will support to develop the education system as well as library functions. So what they do to gather resources in order to promote and enlighten citizenship and enrich personal life, to provide reliable information to the community, to provide opportunity for self-education to children, young people, men and women. So this is the main objectives of the UNESCO to support all those things. The common functions of the public library can be divided as follows. Some of the common functions. What are the common functions of the public library? To run the public library, they have some objectives, aims, how to run, whom to support, what material should be there. So these are all the keeping in the mind. They will given some common issues, common functions, like public library as an educational center. It's like an education center. Okay. How it is that an education center? General impression prevailing in our country of public library is that it is an institution providing books, cheaply novels, or recreational reader. What they will think, public library, what they think, there are public libraries there, they will provide some cheap novels and books, all those things. It's not like that. They will provide the books as per the choice of the readers. They will take opinion from different people from the society, those who are living surrounding of the library. If they need, they go for survey also. They go for survey also for collecting their requirements. They will distribute questionnaires. They will distribute questionnaires, what type of book, what type of material they want. Accordingly, they will purchase. This public library will not, never misuse, never waste the money of government. Government fund is not government fund. It is the fund from the collecting from the cess. It's people tax payable amount. On that amount, those public libraries are running. So whenever the library staff choose the book, they will carefully choose whether this book is really going to be useful to the society or not. Then only they will purchase. For that purpose, public library is an education center. They will provide a good number of good knowledge books, and their they render intellectual service to the large majority of public libraries in the country. Few people regard it as place which can be approached for serious reading for education, but the public library has an important educational function to perform. Okay, it's a center for education. It's like a center. Its main focus, they focus on education. Okay, if you educate, this process of learning is lifelong. There is no age restriction, age bar, whatever it may be. Anybody can learn at any age. There is no age factor, gender factor, caste, creed, color, whatever it may be. So for education, there is no bar. Okay, this public library is functioning to maintain educational system, to develop education system in the society. Then another one is lifelong learning education. Lifelong learning. So what they will do, they will teach, they can be regard only a preparation of future self-education of those who have undergone it. They have to keep themselves abreast with the continuous development in their respective field. If anybody wants to do any research or the work, anything, any study for a particular subject, it will be continuously reading. For those people, these libraries are providing what they need for their further studies. Such books, they will gather, such information they will gather, and they will provide for their lifelong learning. So in the same time, the public library is supporting for lifelong education also. And then education for working groups. See, in public libraries, different people will come from different categories. The students may come, working groups like professionals, non-professionals, and some like housewives, children, many different category people will come. And especially for the education for working, those who are working, see, if you observe or not, the timings of the public libraries are different from other libraries. See, here in public library, the timings are generally from morning 7 or 8 to 12 noon, likewise. Why? Because the people, those who wanted to go to their workplace, they may not go to library during this working hours. Okay, since they have to go to their job by 9, by 10, whatever it may be. So if the libraries are kept open before 9, they can access the library material in a good manner, and they get some knowledge. So likewise, for working people, they are also, public libraries also collecting, accessing, collecting, acquiring some good number of books according to their choice, according to their taste, to study further developments in their subject. And one more thing is adult education. Public library is also supporting to adults. See, adult education, because of lack of in their young age, they may not be going to schools, colleges for many reasons, for different reasons. Due to lack of knowledge, due to lack of support, finances, whatever it may be. They may not attend regular classes, regular courses, all those things. So even though what government is doing, government is allowing them to study even in the old age also. For those people, this adult education system was introduced. The public library with its infrastructure in terms of men and material can play an important role in the program. Some of the updates can organize for purpose the arranging talks on topics of interest of different sections of illiterate people. See, here what will we do? We are going to provide any books, any newspapers in any rural area libraries. People who do not attend any classes, they may not be knowing the language. Okay. So since they did not attend any classes, they do not know anything. For those people, what library will do? Librarian has to read the newspaper by gathering all the people at a place in the library or somewhere else. He will explain. He will read the newspaper. He will read the books. He will provide information, disseminate information to the adults. Why? Because even in public libraries, they will collect this printed material also. In spite of that, they will collect audio visual material, all those things also they will collect and display in front of the readers in the sense those who do not have any knowledge about the education. So in that way, they will educate old age people also. This is the system of public library. Then education is supporting, public library is supporting to the distance education people also. It will support distance education mode also. Like you people, you may not having the timing, or you may be busy with some other work, or anyhow, you got admission in Open University. So in Open University, you are not having regular classes. Is it not? Okay. Nobody is interacting with me. Nobody is just, I'm going to continuously I'm speaking, but from your side, there is no response. You should ask me some questions also. So if you ask me some doubts also, so that I can know if people are going to understand or not. Okay? Just interact also. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, na?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
అర్థమవుతుందా? నన్ను అడగాలి మీరు.
Yes, sir.
అడగండి,
Okay, sir.
క్వశ్చన్ చేయండి. ఇది ఆన్లైన్ క్లాసు. ఫిజికల్ అయితే ఇంకా బాగుంటుండేనేమో. ఓకే, ఎనీహౌ మీకు ఏ డౌట్ ఉన్నా మాకు క్లియర్ చేసుకుందాం, ఆపి చేద్దాం. ఇంకేం లేదు, ఎక్కువ అవర్స్ కూర్చున్నాం మనం. ఓకే, దెన్ డిస్టెన్స్ మోడ్. డిస్టెన్స్ మోడ్లో ఏమవుతుంది? బేసికలీ ఇన్వాల్వ్ సెల్ఫ్ స్టడీ ఫర్ విత్ library support is absolutely essential. Okay. Distance mode lemetadi, you are not attending regular classes. Like regular courses, when you are going to university, there is a regular course. If you take the example of our Smartry Arts College, there is regular classes are going on. Daily they are having classes from morning 9 to afternoon 2 o'clock. Regularly classes are there. Every day they are going to teach you. In-depth knowledge you will get. Whereas in these classes, you are having weekly once. We are interacting only weekly once. Okay. In that, we cannot cover all the topics in depth also. So we'll just give outlines, introduction, and they are providing good material, good handbooks to you. In that, you can learn by self-study. Okay. So in that way, in that situation, you have to depend on the libraries. So library is our teacher. Actually, what librarians will say, librarians are teachers for teachers. Is it not? Librarians teach even for teachers also. Teachers also depend on the libraries. They will come and ask the librarian, I want this information, I want this material. So these librarians are providing those material to the teachers. So that means they are librarians or teachers for teachers. So you people also, this type of people also depending on the library. You will get information from libraries. Okay. A strong public library system is most important element in the infrastructure to be provided for successful implementation of distance education programs. If any distance education program implemented successfully, means it should have a strong, good collection of library, whether it is in your university, concerned university, or any public library. These public libraries are going to support common people. Okay. In this way, they are supporting distance education mode also, public library. And public library is a cultural center. The public library should function as cultural center in two sense. It should provide books which would stimulate and bring to express the creativity talents of the individual and develop their facility for aesthetic appreciation. It should also organize cultural programs like music, concert, dance, dramas, painting, competition, children education, everything. See here in public libraries, what they are doing, they are not only focusing concerning on the books, providing books, not only books. In addition to that, they are providing different services also. They are creating creativity, like they are encouraging the arts, music, dramas, paintings, and regularly they are conducting the lectures, talks by the experts, so that the people will gain knowledge. They will come to know new knowledge, new things. Anyhow, we read many books. So nowadays, books are published, plenty of books. Information is exploding day by day. New subjects are emerging. And at the same time, see, you people are doing your library science. Your background may be from commerce, arts, science, whatever it may be. You are stick on to your subject only. You may not mind the subject which you are not attend the classes. So here, what library will do, library is having different types of subjects in different fields. You came to know in addition to your subject. Nowadays, we should have many multidisciplinary subjects, multidisciplinary should have in this present situation, or else we cannot live. So for that, what public library is doing, they are helping to provide different kinds of books, different kinds of knowledge, by providing these books and other activities like talks, whatever it may be in the library. In this way, public library is called as a cultural center also. And the public library is an information center. At the same time, it is called as an information center. Why this information center there? Whenever you want any information, they are providing immediately. Previously, what we will do, we have to go to library, search the books, see the catalog, go to the stacks, read the books, all those things. But the situation has changed. You just ask the library, I want this information. I want you just giving your keywords. So in this keywords, I wanted to do some research. I wanted to do some project. I wanted to know, I wanted to go to Delhi. Which is the best time to go? Which season is the best in the Delhi or Bombay, whatever it may be. So in that way, they are giving information to the public. So every library is an information center, in the sense that disseminate the information content in the books held by, but the public library should also function as an information center in a sense of providing information related to the socio-economic needs of the people. Okay. Then public library is as a recreational center also. It will like a recreational center. Health use of leisure of matter of great importance in the community. If you use healthy of your leisure time without wasting, going here and there and chit-chatting, whatever it may be, if you use the time in a good manner, you have to go to the library. For those that purpose, libraries creating a recreational centers. Okay, they are providing suitable books for recreational reading, organizing programs, healthy recreation, entertainment like performing arts, public literary, everything they are providing in the public library. And one more important thing, in the public libraries, there is a children library. Children wing is separate there in public libraries. If you take the example of State Central Library, in our State Central Library in Afzalganj, there is a separate division, separate wing is there for children. Is it not? Have you gone? Anybody has gone to State Central Library?
No, sir.
Have you observed that children wing is there?
No, sir.
Children wing,
No, sir.
Their facilities, all the facilities are different from others. Why? Because children, their sitting arrangement is different. They're having small chairs, tables, according to their height, whatever it is, and racks, and reading materials also. Reading materials like comics. All this much of books. So that they will provide separate special material to the children. So in that way, public libraries are supporting to the children by providing their choice of books and reading material to the children. Okay, in this way they are helping. Okay. So then national libraries. Okay, this is about public library. Okay. Then national libraries. What national libraries? What I said, in every country, there must be a national library. Okay, this is a reference library. The books which are published in our country by the publisher of our country and about our India, publish the books in other countries. Those books also are kept in our national library. Why? Because when no library can purchase each and every book published in India. It costs more, and sometimes it may not be knowing who is going to publish, which book is publishing, which newspaper is publishing. But that, what government has said, they are to learn the Books and Press Act, Books Delivery of Books Act. Okay, in those chapters we can learn. Okay, in detail. So in national library, any country in the is the library which has duty of collecting and preserving for posterity the written production of that country. What the national library could provide for the use of the citizens of nation as well as for citizens of other countries. Not only for our citizens, it is others also. Other citizens also, other country citizens also, they are providing all the information. All the essential information on all subjects could be enabled, which research in any study to be carried out successfully. If you want to go for any study, any research, you may not having all the books in your surrounding libraries. So you can consult this national library to ask this library by sending a mail, writing a letter, calling them. They will tell you. If you visit their website, you come to know whether your book, what book you want, what material you want, whether this material book is available in the national library or not. If it is there, you can directly approach them, you write a mail, they will provide you. Okay, for that purpose, these services are rendering by the national libraries. So there is some functions are there. What are the functions? To acquire and preserve everything concerning the country. What they will do, they will acquire. They will collect all the information published in our country. Whether they are published or produced locally or abroad. The material which are published within our country or abroad, other countries, they will acquire all the material. To serve as a permanent depository for countries' outstanding and most complete collection of the national literature. See here, literature, what I said, information is explosion day by day. Plenty of number of subjects are exploring subjects, different disciplines, different books are coming out. So for those, all the books, all the material which are published should be gathered and kept in the public library, National Library, for permanent depository, as a permanent depository. Okay, to help and guide entire nation in all its intellectual pursuits. It will help. It will help and guide all intellectual. Intellectual means what the book, those who are authors writing the books with their intellectual knowledge. The author is writing on his own thought content. So what he has written, whether it is useful, how much is it useful, or could refer other documents, all the things should be there in the National Library so that we can continue our further research. Okay. To ensure that comprehensive bibliographies are published based on the current material deposited with its by law. To prepare and publish complete catalogs of its national and foreign holdings. What the national libraries will, they compile bibliography and they will prepare catalogs of its national and foreign holdings. If you see, do you know this catalog? What is catalog? Catalog means all the information, bibliographic information is having in one place, one card. So in that card, all the book information will be there. If you want to refer any book, you have to go through the catalog. If the National Library is preparing catalog means, it will be useful for the people, public, society. If you need any book, you can go through the catalog. Like if you go to any library, where you go and approach the librarian. What he will say, you go and search the catalog. In catalog, what you will do, if you know the name of the author, you go according to author. The cards will be arranged according to dictionary order. Dictionary in the sense they will mix all the author, subject, title together and arrange the alphabet in a dictionary order. If you know any of the three aspects like author, subject, title, whatever it may be. If you take the example, management of libraries means if you have to search the book in M, management, start from M. You go to the M alphabet. Or the author, if you know the author, you may not be knowing the title or subject. If you know the author name is Ranganathan, and you are going to search in the R, RNGA. If you go there, they will show the information also. Likewise, they will prepare one catalog, union catalog. All the things will become at one place. Okay, in catalog. You just see the catalog, and in the catalog, it refers, it shows, it directs us to where that particular book is available, which library that book is available in our country. So you can approach directly to that library. For that purpose, this National Library is also preparing a catalog, one catalog. In catalog, they will provide all the information. Okay? And to prepare, publish complete catalog. Okay? To serve as an interlibrary loan center on a national and international scale as its resources cannot possible by comprehensive. So international loan is also, facility is also there in National Library. If you need any book from your library, to take the example of public library, academic library, whatever special library, whatever library it may be, you will have to take membership from that library. If you have a member, then only you are eligible to borrow the book. If the book is not available in that particular library, if you request them, they will arrange you on behalf of their library. They will arrange those books from different libraries. Where that book is available, from there, they will borrow to that library and again, they will issue to you since you are the member of that particular library. Okay, that is called interlibrary loan. This facility is also available in national libraries. Okay, and to serve as a national and international exchange center for central cooperative activities among the national libraries, and to organize centralized classification cataloging to maximize the wastage of time and energy involved doing the same thing. So what national libraries will do, they will centralize all these activities like classification and cataloging, technical work. See, in every library, what the process is that whenever library is having any budget, they will purchase the books. They acquire the book in the acquisition section. In the acquisition section, the process is that they will enter in the stock register like exchange register, and they will transfer to the technical section. In technical section, what they will do, they will classify the book. Classify means they are giving some class number, call number. Afterwards, they will process like catalog those books, and those books will be sent to different sections. Book is related to textbook, reference book. According to textbook, they will send those sections. And the books which are sent to stacks are for issue. There is a rule. If the book title book is purchased more than 4 copies, those books should be kept in for issue the readers. The book is costly or short title, whatever it may be purchased, if the library is purchased less than 2 copies, that should be kept in the library for reading purpose. This section only. Okay. According to that, they will classify and catalog. So these centralized classification cataloging doing at one place means they do not want to waste their time, because if you take the example of our Hyderabad, we are having many libraries in it. State Central Library, City Central Library, branch libraries, municipal libraries, many libraries are having. So public libraries are running through public fund. So once the public library, State Central Library is purchasing to supply those books to other branch libraries, city granthalaya sansthas, all those things, they are centralized purchasing are there. So for that, they need to process. If the process work is done in each and every library separately, we need more manpower. Sometimes the call number may also be differ. So to avoid all the inconvenience to people and save the money and to the public libraries, it is better to implement this centralized system. At one place, if the State Central Library purchase all the books and they will complete all the process of the book, preparing classification and cataloging, and they will distribute afterwards. It will be easy. It will be less time and more comfort. They're not wasting even for money, manpower, all those things. In all aspects, it will be very qualitative and quantitative work will be done at one place. For that purpose, this centralized cataloging and classification are doing. Okay. And in different countries also, different national libraries are there. If you take the example of London, UK, there is a British library. The British library is new independent statutory authority. According to their mission, British Library organized in UK. Then Library of Congress. Library of Congress is the State Central Library of United States of America. So in the Library of Congress, there are many divisions, separately divisions are there. There is a specialty of the Library of Congress. See, whereas in other libraries, they are having some divisions, but in one place. In the Library of Congress, they have completely separated all the divisions, like law library, motion picture, broadcasting and recording, sound division, geographic and map division, music division, print and photographic division, science and technology division, national referral center, children's reference center, congregational research service, mass reading room. See, here in different sections, 10 sections, 10 divisions, different divisions are there in Library of Congress. You go to law library, you find only the books which are related to law. Complete law from the beginning, started from the beginning law, how it has started, what the judgments are there, what are the proceedings were there, court proceedings, whatever it may be, everything related to law. Those materials are kept in the law division. And geography and map division, they're having a separate division for geography and map. like music, how this music was started, when it was started, first music scores who was done, everything related to music, like science and technology. Each and every division is separated from each and every subject in depth. There is a specialty of this US Library of Congress. And whereas in British Library, the British Library, electronic British Library Journal, successor of the earlier British Literature Journal, they are publishing this, all the journals, annual reports and annual highlights. Like these publications are there in British. You are having one, maybe you may ask one question, short questions on what are the publications of British Library. So for that, you have to give all this electronic British Library annual report, art and humanities electronic periodical reference source, electronic, like this. You are having in your books which are supplied by the university. In those books, you are having all those things. Okay. Then National Library of India. What the National Library of India? The National Library of India in three distinct periods. The first is when a few public spirited people started public library service. The second is when Lord Curzon started Imperial Library, and the third is post-independent period. The National Library of Kolkata. It is situated in Kolkata. It originally established in 1936, Public Library of Calcutta. Then after all those things in 1893 and 1903, afterward, the first two important were Bihar collection, Tripura collection, Government of Bengal books. With all the collection, it was started according to Books Act 1867. In 1949, the personal collection of Asokya Mukhopadhyay was added to this library in National Library. In 1947, the library contained some 350,000 volumes. So likewise, this National Library was developed. So it was formally opened to public on 1st February 1953. The public library, National Library, was established and opened to the public in the year 1953 by the late Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad, the then Union Minister of Education. It was started on 1st February 1953. Okay. The basic functions of National Library is acquisition and conserving all the significant production of printed material. Basic concern, what will do? They will acquire the books published in our country. Collection of printed material concerned with Indian, even if it published outside the country. Okay. Acquisition and conservation of foreign material required by the country. Not only they are acquiring the books, they are even concerned about conservation also. You acquiring the books simply and keeping in the library is not a good habit. It should be conserved. We should take care of the books time to time. For that, we have to make some treatments also. Some pest control measures we have to take to conserve the books. Okay, according to this weather conditions, we have to take care of all the books reading material. Okay. Then provision for photocopying and reprography services. What they will do, if you need any information, you have to make a request to them. They will give you some services like photography or reproduction. And the whole thing cannot be reproduced. If the copyright, what will do in every book, there is a copyright. The author has got, sometimes the publisher has got the rights. You will take all rights. If you wanted to take any part of from that book, you have to take permission from the copyright owners. For that purpose, they will see whether this book is can be photocopied, how many pages can be photocopied, and we have to make a request for what purpose you are taking the Xerox copy. According to that, they will decide whether that should be issued by giving photocopies or not. Okay, that facility is also there in National Library. Acting as a center for international book exchange and international loan. The books which are published in other countries, they will gift us. They will give in exchange basis. We are not purchasing the books. So maybe costlier, some may be not available, some may be limited publication. For those purpose, what the government is doing here is we have to go for MOU by giving our publications to those countries and accepting their publications to our country in the exchange mode. Then modernization activities. Modernization activities are also there. How they are doing modernization, the digitization, archiving of rare and brittle books and other documents on compact disc was also undertaken. Compact disc. What they are doing nowadays, what the books are doing after some time, books will come brittle. Is it not? అర్థమవుతుందా? హలో, అర్థమవుతుంది కదా?
డిస్టర్బెన్స్ అవుతుంది సార్.
డిస్టర్బెన్స్, ప్లీజ్ డోంట్ డిస్టర్బ్. కొంచెం చూసుకోండి.
సార్ చాలా డిస్టర్బెన్స్ గా ఉంది సార్.
కొంచెం మీరే యూ షుడ్ కోఆపరేట్.
మ్యూట్ చేస్తున్నాము కానీ వేరే వాళ్ళు చేయట్లేదు.
అదే 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 కొంచెం యూ ప్లీజ్ మ్యూట్ యువర్ ఆల్ యు ఆర్ రిక్వెస్టెడ్ టు మ్యూట్ యువర్ ఫోన్స్. ఓకే, జస్ట్ లిసన్ టు మీ, సీ మీ. ఓకే,
మానస నాంపల్లి అనే వారు మ్యూట్ చేయలేదు సార్.
ఎవరు?
మానస
కొంచెం రిక్వెస్ట్
చేయడం లేదు
సార్. మీరు మ్యూట్ ఆన్ చేసేయండి సార్. ఆల్ మ్యూట్ అనండి సార్.
All mute, please. All the students are requested to mute their phones, please, because since the others will disturb. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay then. So digitization process. Digitization process ఇప్పుడు బుక్స్ ఏమైతాయి, ఎక్కువ కాలం నిల్వ ఉంచితే ఏమైతే బుక్లు పాడైపోతాయి. ఓకేనా? ఇక్కడ మనకు లైబ్రరీలో వాట్ ద లైబ్రరీ షుడ్ కీప్ ద బుక్స్ ఫర్ హండ్రెడ్స్ ఆఫ్ ఇయర్స్. Is it not? If you take the example of manuscripts, we are having manuscripts in our library since the 10th century, 11th century, 12th century manuscripts, which were written on paper as well as palmless. So, our ఉన్నటువంటి manuscripts కూడా still we are accessing information, gathering information out of that manuscripts. So, ఇంతకాలం ఎట్లున్నాయి? Because of we are taking regular measures for preservation, conservation methods we are applying regularly to them. In that way, we are preserving those documents. Our documents, there is a rare information like on Ardhashastra, Ayurveda, okay? In many subjects, many diversity subjects, history, literature, every subject, every aspect, Vastu Shastra. So diversified subjects are there in the manuscript. So if you preserve those documents, it should be useful for future also. Is it not? Libraries are there. We are preserving the documents for the future use. Present as well as future. What past also we wanted to know. So for that purpose, what the government is taking decision to make digitized, to make automation of all the documents. In that way, this National Library also started an activity to digitize all the documents and keep those documents in compact disc CDs in the CD form. Okay. Then, as on September 2002, the total number of books of National Library are 22,70,954 number of books in Indian language and 5,58,560 number of maps are 86,682 number of manuscripts. Those are all newspapers, everything else digitized and keep in compact disc. Okay, this is about our National Library. Okay, the completed public libraries and national libraries. Is it okay? Then different types of academic libraries. What is academic library? Academic library is related to academic studies pursuits. Those who wanted to do some courses by going to school, college, university, whatever it may be, for the academic purpose. So, the libraries which are related to academic comes under this category. These are school, college, and universities. Okay. So, what is the main aims and objectives of the school libraries? To help the child acquire reading habit and self-study habit. What they will do in the school libraries? The library should help the students, child. Why? To acquire reading habits and self-study habits. So you are observing that in our house, our children also there. They will go to school. The teachers will give some projects. They have to complete the project in some given time. In that time, the student should go to the library and collect the related material. Okay, including pictures, whatever it was, all the information they will gather and they will write about present in the school. And the present day situation, what is going on? They are searching in the Google. Is it not? They are searching the information in the Google and preparing the problem. Here, the danger is there. If anybody is not going to library and searching in the Google, means maybe it is wrong or right. Why? Because if you give any keyword, if you put any keyword to the Google, it will give lakhs of different search items are there in Google. How you judge that a particular? You please mute అమ్మా. అక్కడ మ్యూట్ చేయండి, ఎవరన్నా ఫోన్ మ్యూట్ చేయండి మీది.
సార్ అందరికి చెప్పండి సార్ మ్యూట్ చేయమని.
అదే కొంచెం మ్యూట్ చేయండి అమ్మా, డిస్టర్బెన్స్ ఉంది, కొంచెం మ్యూట్ చేయండి.
సార్ మీరు మ్యూట్ ఆల్ చేయండి సార్, అయిపోతుంది. మ్యూట్ ఆల్ చేయండి, మీరు మ్యూట్ ఆల్ చేయండి
సార్. హోస్ట్ ఎవరు ఉన్నారో వాళ్ళు మ్యూట్ చేస్తే అయిపోతుంది సార్.
హోస్ట్ నేను కాదు, హోస్ట్ అంబేద్కర్ యూనివర్సిటీ హోస్ట్ నేను కాదు, హోస్ట్ లేదు, లేదు. ఓకే,
మ్యూట్ యువర్ మైక్.
సో అయితే ఏమైతుంది, ఇక్కడ గూగుల్లో కొట్టింది నంబర్ ఆఫ్ సర్చెస్ చాలా వస్తాయి కదా, అది ఏది కరెక్ట్ అనేది మీకు అంటున్నాను. సో అది I think it is wrong. Better you go to the libraries. My suggestion is, those who wanted to prepare any project, anything, they must go to the libraries, conduct the data. In libraries, we are having books. The book is authentic source. What are the source published in the books is not so easy to publish a book in a particular subject. Is it not? They have to refer more books. If you wanted to write only one book, you have to refer many number of books to write one book. So it will be authenticated. It will be accurate information is there in that book. So kindly refer the books, okay? And to develop in people's ability to learn from books without a teacher. What we will do, children will learn from the book without teacher. You are reading, you will get knowledge. Is it not? If you're reading any book means you are getting knowledge from out of that. You need not seek the help from the teacher. Every time teacher will not come and teach us in that book. So we should learn selfly. Okay? To break down the rigid division which our school timetable often creates between different subjects. To break down the rigid divisions which the school timetable often creates between different subjects. What we will do you see, in your school, there is a timetable. In timetable, each period times are mentioned. First period, second period, third period, all the periods are there. In those timetables, if they provide, this is library hours. One special period is meant for library purpose. It will be better to the students to go and attend the library and get some knowledge in addition to their regular subjects. Okay? And to give civic and social training to observance of democratic principles, to supply teachers with the material needed in teaching work for their own professional growth. See here in school libraries, what libraries are collecting, acquiring the books, not only for the children, they are acquiring the books for the teachers also. Teachers, those who wanted to teach the subjects, if they read many books, reference books, they can teach in a better way by giving different examples. So for that purpose, what librarians should do, they have to acquire good number of books, good number of reading material to provide the future teachers. Okay, in the same way they are doing also, to serve as a stepping stone to the students to the use of all public resources, to create a lifelong linking and long giving for new knowledge, to help an individual to realize the full potentiality of his personality and to contribute to the fulfillment of educational aim of the school. If you provide, if you establish a good library in the school, definitely the children will learn and they will, after going there, they will go to college libraries, university libraries, public libraries, national libraries, any library. If the habit is there, they're going to library, that is a good habit. And definitely they will grow up in their life. So school libraries must. Then the functions of the school. Provide material to supplement classes according to syllabus. So library will support the books which will give how depth studies for all the, they will provide some different material also. And to acquire and display books and periodicals to satisfy varying demand and interest of school children so that they will develop outside scope of the curriculum. To educate and train pupils in effective use of books and libraries resources of information. Okay, these are all the things they are doing in the schools. And there is different services also there. It must build up a well-balanced collection of books. And it must make the readily available its resources and those of other libraries to pupils and teachers. It must recognize children's set and help them to expand the interest through reading. See what will happen whenever we wanted to choose, we wanted to acquire the books to our library, we have to take opinion from different people, those who are involved in that library, like teachers. In take example of the school, in the school, teachers are there, students are there, librarian will be there, and the organizing people, those who are involved in that organizing those schools are also there. By taking all their opinion, librarian has to collect the material. At the same time, students are also can request the librarian to acquire their need book. So in that way, we can acquire the books and we can serve to the students. And it must help boys and girls broaden their fields of knowledge through use of books. It must teach and encourage the use of library tools and materials. And we have to teach the students also. Every time we cannot go and how to search the book, how to see the catalog, which material is there, and what are the timings of the library, what is the rules and regulations of the library. Everything we have to teach the students so that they can go directly and access the books. If it is open access system, then will be better more use of the library. Okay. This is about school library and the college library. The college library is different from school libraries. It is a middle thing. Like in universities, there is a completely universities that depends on research. After completing the degree, the people will enter into university. Why they will enter into university? They will pursue the higher studies. Higher education is there in universities. In universities, they will majorly they focus on research purpose. So in this middle school and university, there is a college levels like intermediate and degree level courses are conducted. So this is also very much important. Here the turning point is the there of the people, students, those who are going to regular classes or business mode, whatever it may be. So for them, the college libraries will support. The aims and objectives of college libraries are there. A clear formatted code of policy governance and official document issued by the university which is affiliated. So according to academic status of to library personnel in accordance with the nature of their work, it should be mentioned in the document that what is the nature of the college, what subjects they are going to teach in, what groups are there in the college, and what is the duties, responsibilities of the library, how librarian will be appointed. All the rules and regulations are there in that document. Then the function, the orientation counseling of first year students are immediate students concerning the location of library material and general reference schools. So in each and every library, the orientation program is must, whether it is public library, school library, college library, university, quarter library, it may be. The orientation program is must. User awareness. If you say user awareness also. See, in a library, we know, libraries will know its timings, books, collections, how they organize the material, all those things. We are well acquainted with that and arrangement of books, all those things. The persons, the people, the readers, those who are coming from outside may not be knowing. So it is our duty to tell them, to teach them what are the books, what are the materials are available in our library. So for that purpose, we have to give some orientation programs. The same thing is applicable in the colleges also. The very first day of the college, the students come to the college. If you take them to our library tour, in that tour, we have to explain and we have to show our library collection, where the reading room is there, stacks room, reference section, all the section we have to take them. Definitely how to use the catalog, what is the arrangement of catalog, how we are arranging, whether it is open access, whether it is closed access, what's the rules and regulations for membership, where is the dining hall, where is sitting for reading hall, newspaper section, everything. If we teach them, definitely they will come and make use of the library in a correct way. We do not tell all those things to them, and at the same time, we have to take care of our timings also. If you maintain the timings in the library, if suppose the college timings of the library, regular classes timings of the college are from 9 to 4 p.m., morning 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. If the library is also keep opening in the same timing like 9 to 4, it will not be useful for the students. Why? Because they will go directly to the classes. They may not having any break in between the classes. So we have to adjust our timings, our library timings. We are different from others. Library is different from other classrooms. So we have to open that library before it starts college. So before 2 hours and after 2 hours, if you open that, and even in the lunch hours also, if you keep open the library, it will be better used by the readers. So all those things should be teach in orientation program. Orientation is must. Okay. The instructions of students, particularly those in the postgraduate classes, concerning resources of library for postgraduate studies, and assistance to all members of the college who are engaged in advanced study and investigation. And we have to assist them also. After completing their graduation program, what they are going to do in future. We have to guide them. What are the opportunities are there in their subject field to complete that degree, whether they wanted to go for writing this civil services, group 1 services, different types of examinations, government examination, whatever they want to appear. For that examinations, we have to give guidance. When this advertisement notification is going to come for group 1, civil service, all those things. And at the same time, what are the material should be consulted to prepare for those examinations. Okay. Functions and services and different services like reading facilities with the direct and open access to library and we have to make services to the students, like lending facility to the reader under fair conditions. Lending facilities also be there. Why? Because the students may not find time to sit and read in library itself. Since our library will function some fixed time, and we cannot keep open that library till midnight or 24 hours. That's what libraries will do. They will lend the books to the readers. So lending facility is there to take the books to read somewhere else at home or somewhere outside from the library. That facility is also provided by the library. Reading on textbook section for students. Reading from textbook section is different section. See, each and every copy, the library is acquiring books not more than 2 copies. That books should be kept in reading and textbook section, because whenever any reader wants any book, that book must be available to those readers. For that purpose, if the book is kept in issue, those books will be issued. There will be no book for reader. For that purpose, what libraries are doing? Libraries are purchasing specifically 1 or 2 books which are only kept in the textbook section. For any time, any reader come to the library, they can access those books. Okay. And the promotion of libraries through reading circles, extensive service, book exhibition, browsing car, concerns according to the local conditions. Every time what we are doing in libraries are conducting book exhibitions. Books, the students coming to the library, they are not aware of all the collection of our library. If we conduct regularly book exhibitions, if they attend the book exhibitions, they come to know what are the material are available in the library. Not only concerned to the subject, they can come to know to other subject books also. What are the classics? What are the rare books, rare collections there in that library? So whenever they find any time, they will come with those books also. That is the extension service. And some talks, sessions, lectures, many services we can render to the students, readers. In that way, we can help the readers. Okay. Then fixing of hours. Okay. Then interlibrary loan services. See, just now I told you that in National Library, interlibrary loan, the books which are not available in our library, if the reader are those books, we have to verify where such book is available, where that book is available other than our library. We can find the location of the book document. We can request to other library to lend from that library to our library. Then we will lend to our reader. So this is called interlibrary loan. And documentation reference services wherever possible. Documentation reprograph are also important. Why? Because some books which are not given to the students, like dictionaries, encyclopedias, competitive books, and some textbooks also. I told you know the textbooks which are not issued, they are kept in the library for reading by the readers. So if any readers want any 1 or 2 pages, any important information they wanted to take some Xerox copies. And we are not allowing them to take outside the library. So in that situation, if we are having in our college is having one facility photocopy that we can give that such photocopy 1 or 2 pages to the reader. These are all the services in the college. Okay. This is about school and college. Okay, na? Shall we take some break? 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Hello?
Okay, sir.
30 minutes. You have to take some break. Okay? We'll start.
Okay, sir.
ఈ టైంలో టాయిలెట్ నీళ్ళు తాగలు చేసుకోవాలి. మళ్ళీ ఇచ్చినప్పుడు 5 నిమిషాలు టైం పాస్ చేసుకొని అదే చెప్పి 5 to 10 minutes అన్నాడు. హలో సార్, హలో
హలో
సార్,
చెప్పండి. కిరణా?
శ్రీనివాస్ సార్ నా పేరు.
చెప్పండి చెప్పండి.
సార్ ఇది ఎగ్జామ్స్ ఎప్పుడు ఉంటాయి సార్?
అది యూనివర్సిటీలో అడగాల బాబు.
కాదు సార్, ఇది 60 మార్క్స్ కదా, రిమైనింగ్ 40 మార్క్స్ ఎట్లా అసైన్మెంట్స్ ఎట్లా సార్?
అదే మీరు యూనివర్సిటీకి అడగాలి బాబు, ఎందుకంటే నాకు ఈ క్లాస్ తప్ప ఇంకా వేరే ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ లేదు.
ఓకే
ఓకే, మీరు రెగ్యులర్ క్లాస్ అటెండ్ అయ్యారా ఫిజికల్ గా?
లాస్ట్ వీక్ వరకు అటెండ్ అయ్యా, అంతకు ముందు ఆన్లైన్ క్లాస్ ముందు అటెండ్ అయ్యా. ఫిజికల్ గా
ఆన్లైన్ కాదు, ఫిజికల్ గా అటెండ్ అయ్యా.
ఫిజికల్ అటెండ్ అయ్యాను.
అయ్యిందా?
అందుకే వాళ్ళు ఇంకా మెయిల్ అన్నారు, అందుకని డేట్లు ఇంకా రాలేదు సార్. గ్రూప్ లో కూడా ఏం అప్డేట్ లేదు.
వస్తుంది, డేట్ వస్తుంది.
ఇప్పుడు మెటీరియల్ ఏమైనా పంపిస్తారు సార్ మీరు? మెటీరియల్ పంపిస్తారా? గ్రూప్ లో పంపిస్తారా?
అయ్యా
మెటీరియల్ పంపిస్తారా సార్ ఏమైనా గ్రూప్ లో?
వస్తుంది వినాలే, నేను కూర్చుంటే మీరు డిస్టర్బ్ చేస్తలేరా?
అయిపోయిందా సార్ క్లాస్?
లేదు, స్టార్ట్ చేద్దామా? ఓకే, షాల్ వి స్టార్ట్? కంటిన్యూ. దెన్ యూనివర్సిటీ లైబ్రరీస్ మీకు బ్రేక్ ఇచ్చిన అంతే. యూనివర్సిటీ లైబ్రరీస్ what the university library supports the teaching and research activities in university. A well established library is important. See, we learned about the college libraries. It is different. University library is different from all other libraries. Why? Because in university libraries, in university, where the research is going on day by day. It's a higher education institution. University is a higher education institution. All the researchers doing their research in particular subject. Double step, the five of them. Okay, so it is different. Okay. So we are in the resources of the universities occupies a central and primary place because the services are of university, teaching and research, the creation of new knowledge, and the transmission of prosperity of learning and culture of the present and the past. ఇక్కడ ఏమవుతుందంటే యూనివర్సిటీలో ఇక్కడ మనకు ప్రెసెంట్ పాస్ట్ అన్ని ఆస్పెక్ట్స్ వీఆర్ టేకింగ్ ద కన్సిడరేషన్ అండ్ వీఆర్ హెల్పింగ్ by the way of teaching and learning. What it's a middleman. It's a heart of the university. What university libraries, university libraries are called as the heart of the universities. Heart cannot function, whole system will be collapsed. Is it not? Like in our body also, if our heart will not function, our body will be collapsed. At the same time, if the university library is not in a proper way, so the entire system will be collapsed. So that it's a strong place, location where all the related material will be available in the university library in different way. Universities, what they will collect: print, non-print, manuscripts, so microfilm, microfiche, film rolls, film reels, in different types of material. All the material related to our journals, dictionaries, encyclopedias, subject encyclopedias, every aspect, every book, nano information, electronic books, electronic journals, all the material will be available in the university because it's a continuous research going on in the university. So they will need nascent information, latest information from time to time. For that purpose, what university will do, they will collect all the material, all the information, gather all the information, provide to the students for the researchers. And at the same time, they are helping for the research by providing them bibliographic services, documentation services. They are preparing all the help to the students. What will do? That university aims, the universities exist to serve the objectives of the parent organization. What parent organization is doing, for take the example of university, the subjects are different subjects are there. You take the example of Usmania University, there are 53 departments, 14 faculties are there. According to their needs, the material will acquire. They will gather from different sources. They will gather and they will provide information to the researchers and students. Those are pursuing their studies in university. In that way, they are helping. And they are providing special services like depending upon the human and materials resources and functions which have been assigned to them. So university libraries may offer a variety of special services apart from those usually due to the university clientele. ఒక్క నిమిషం బాబు. So, in that way, they are giving some special service to the students. And they are providing some exhibition, mounting special exhibitions, arranging lectures and concepts, operating printing and publishing services, bookstores, conducting library services lectures, workshops, running institutions, school libraries, science in general, and all the services which are related to our research, they are provided by the university libraries. Okay. Then special libraries. What is the special libraries? The name of the specialized name is very special library. They provide some special kind of services, activities, special material to their clientele. Okay. So what they are doing, the term special library means the library which is concerned almost exclusively with the literature of particular subject or a group of subjects. A special library services specialty clientele located within a single organization or group, and it's responsible for the collection, organization, storage, retrieval, and distribution of information directly concerned and ancillary to the work of the special institution to which it is attached. To take the example, if you take example, IICT, NGRI, NIN, or else you DRDO, NIRD, like assembly, state assembly, newspaper libraries. These are all comes under special categories. The material which are collected, which are gathered, acquired by those libraries related to particularly to their subject, specific subject only. Whereas in other libraries, in academic libraries, the academic libraries are gathering the information, collecting the books according to their needs, according to their organization needs. In public library, general books will be there. In special library, only the specialized, whether the library is concerned to a commerce industry or a newspaper or a all India radio broadcasting, whatever it may be. It is a particularly a group of people, those who are going to that library for that purpose only, they are collecting the material. So it is called as a special library. They are attached to R&D organizations, government organizations, business, trade and industry, social and economic development research institutions, training institutions. All the institutions are attached to special libraries. Okay, this is about the types of library. Then library legislation and other acts. Next chapter, next unit. Okay, unit 7. Shall we go to unit 7? Hello.
Okay, sir.
Unit 7. Unit chapter. So can anybody tell me what is the legislation acts? ఎవరైనా చెప్పగలుగుతారమ్మా? లెజిస్లేషన్ బాబు, యాక్ట్స్ అంటే ఏంటి, లెజిస్లేషన్ అంటే ఏంటి అని చెప్పగలుగుతారా? యాక్ట్ ఏదిగైనా సంస్థ నడవాలంటే, మన చట్టబద్ధంగా ఏదైనా రావాలంటే గవర్నమెంట్ ఏం చెప్తుంది? ఒక యాక్ట్ పాస్ చేస్తుంది. ఇస్ ఇట్ నాట్? వాట్ గవర్నమెంట్ విల్ డూ? దే విల్ పాస్ సమ్ యాక్ట్. If the act is there, government has to support according to the act. If the good example is that the act. First of all, we need to talk about our libraries. So for our library, what we need, if you wanted to run the library, what you need? Library నడపడానికి మీకు ఏం కావాలి ముఖ్యంగా చెప్తారా?
బుక్స్ కావాలి.
కొనాలి కదా, అవునా? బుక్స్ కొనాలి. బుక్స్ కొనాలంటే డబ్బులు కావాలి. Finances are very important. How do we get finances? Who will support the finance, especially for public libraries? With examples of college, universities, the organization will support. Special libraries, that institution will support. Whereas in public libraries, public government will support. Is it not?
Yes.
So if we need the support of government is regularly giving some funds to the library. So sometimes what will happen, some government may support totally, partially, whatever it may be. If we need continuous support, a fixed amount to the libraries, what we need to have some acts. Act, legislation ఉంటే ఏమైందంటే చట్టబద్ధంగా మనకు రావాల్సిన అమౌంట్ మనకు వస్తుంది. ఓకే, సో లెజిస్లేషన్ యాక్ట్ అంటే ఏంటంటే, టేక్ ది ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఆఫ్ మోటార్ వెహికల్ యాక్ట్, థర్డ్ పార్టీ యాక్ట్ ఏముంటుంది? వెహికల్స్ గవర్నమెంట్ ఏం చేసింది? థర్డ్ పార్టీ యాక్ట్ కంపల్సరీ చేసింది అందరికి. ఇప్పుడు ఎవరికైనా వ్యక్తికి యాక్సిడెంట్ అయిందంటే, యాక్సిడెంట్ మన వెహికల్ తో వేరే తనకి యాక్సిడెంట్ డ్యామేజెస్ అయితే, ఆ డ్యామేజ్ ఇస్ బేర్ బై దట్ ఇన్సూరెన్స్ కంపెనీ ఇఫ్ ద పర్సన్ హ్యాస్ టేకన్ ది థర్డ్ పార్టీ యాక్ట్ పాలసీ. If you take any policy, third party act policy, if time happened any accident to other person, if the other person is injured, that amount will be paid by the insurance company. So that is the act prakaram ayanaku chendutundi. So at the same time, act prakaram act unte the funds will be flow easily to run this public libraries. For that purpose, we need some acts. Here what we can remember is that in our South India, each and every states are having library legislation.
Sir, once again, can you please explain me act?
What? Act ematru?
Yes, sir. Please explain me act. Why we require act?
Why we require act means we need act. If the act is there, then only government will release the funds regularly. Without, in the absence of act, government release the funds, may not be release the funds. Okay, that is there. That danger is there. If the act is there, compulsory, they have to release the funds. That is the main aim of the act, legislation. So, ఈ యాక్ట్ రావడానికి ఏమైందంటే చాలా ప్రయత్నాలు చేస్తారనమాట, చాలా ఉద్యమాలు చేశారు. లైబ్రరీ మూవ్మెంట్స్ ఆర్ దేర్. The first act was passed in the Madras Library Act 1947. Dr. S.R. Ranganathan prepared a draft and he got the act passed in Madras, Tamil Nadu, first act. And before that, in 1945, there was an act in Solapur. Maybe it was got in before independence. It is not considered as a first act. So the first act was passed in Madras in the year 1947. Okay. So, if we are having act, the funds will be released regularly. Okay. Like the history, all those things are there in your book. I cannot read out all the points here. First, top time is there, lack of time is there. Okay. First act was Kolhapur Madras Act 1948, then Hyderabad Public Library Act 1955. And then afterwards seized. Then AP Public Library Act 1960, Karnataka Public Library Act. All the acts are there in different stages, in different years. They got passed in their states. Some states are having their funds, like education funds. Out of the education ministry, they are releasing some percentage of funds to maintain these public libraries. Okay, if the act is there, we can get the funds easily. And what is the purpose of the legislation and functions? Help to have a systematic development of libraries. If you want to develop a library in a systemic way, we need funds. If we do not have funds, we cannot run the library in a systematic way. A continuous, fairly sufficient financial backing. If the act is there, we can hope that it is a continuous, fair, sufficient financial backing there in our library. A network of public libraries at different levels, state, district, and local, can make a different kinds of network to the libraries if the act is there. And to have a bibliographic control, systematic bibliography services. Ensure free and fairly comprehensive documentary service. Provide rules and regulations for organization and maintenance of the system. If the act is there, in the act, everything will be mentioned in the laws. In the act, if the government is providing, helping, releasing some funds, they will give some guidelines. In those guidelines, what they will do, they will provide all the written policy document. This what the duties of the authority, duties of the librarian, duties of the readers, all those things are there in the document. According to, we have to follow. In the absence of act, the government will not be involved. We can run our library as per our wish. That will go somewhere else. That information we cannot pass to the general people. It will be run according to taste of authorities, according to taste of librarian, according to taste of readers, whatever it is. It will be collaboration. If the act is there, it should be bound by the government rules and regulations. Okay? And it provides rules and regulations for organization maintenance system. Supporting cooperation and coordination among various types of libraries existing in the region to carry knowledge to various sections of the society. Help to have scientific management of libraries through qualified library personnel and also by making provision for training of librarians. Okay? If the government is supporting to the libraries, they are providing funds, the library will choose the people, staff. Is it not? If you take any private institution, private run libraries and government run libraries. What is the difference in private libraries? Private library may run with any people, whether they are having some knowledge of the library, mere knowledge of the library, or having some diploma, they can run. Whereas in government supported libraries, what government will do? They are having some rules and regulations, norms. What is the post? For which post they are going to advertise? What are the requirement of the manpower? According to manpower, what is the job description? According to the job description, they have to select the job person and they have to mention for that job what are the requirements for this. Hello. So, what they will do? They will provide some information. Can you hear me? Audible?
Yes, sir, it's audible.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir, audible.
Yes,
Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir, your voice is audible. Yes, sir, you're audible.
Hello? Hello?
You're audible,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Your voice is clear.
Clear, na?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then, so, government ఏం చేస్తుందంటే norms, regulations ప్రకారం they will issue notifications. according to notification, why they conduct through either through Public Service Commission or direct recruitment by giving notification in the newspapers, all those things. So they will mention, according to the job need, they will mention the qualifications of the staff, persons, those who wanted to take the jobs in the library. If you take the private libraries, there is no such provision. That means qualified libraries may not get in the private libraries, whereas in the government libraries, they will choose qualified persons. So qualified persons, why we are getting qualified persons? Because of the act, because of the legislation. Legislation is there in the government so that they will follow the legislation, rules and regulations in the government system. So we are having good number, qualified number of people in our library. At the set of functions, it should clearly define the government responsibility in matter of public libraries. And legislation should lay down the constitution of and functions of the library authority at national, state, and district level. Legislation should provide an assured basis for library finance. There are two ways of providing a firm base of library finances: special library research and reservation of certain percentage of education budget. So what they will do, they are releasing funds to the libraries for maintenance of the public libraries. They are releasing, government is releasing funds. There are two ways. One way is they are collecting the cess. Through cess, they are supporting the library. Cess means we are paying house property tax. In that house property, we are paying 8 paisa. 8 paisa per rupee towards library cess. Is it not? We are paying 8 paisa towards library cess. That 8 paisa will go to the public library account. So in that way, the government is supporting. Other ways, they are allocating some amount, education budget. Through that budget also, they are supporting. The two ways are there to support libraries by the government. And legislation should lay down the structure of public library system. They will lay down some structure. They will provide all the necessary rules and regulations to the libraries. Okay. Then legislation should provide for participation of representation of the public in the work of the public libraries in all levels. Okay. These are all the aims and objectives of the libraries. Okay.
Someone is disturbing, sir.
Hello.
మొత్తం డిస్టర్బెన్స్ వస్తుంది సార్.
Disturbance, huh?
అవును సార్. ఎవరో గౌరీ అన్న వాళ్ళు మ్యూట్ లో చేయలేదు సార్.
Hello, everyone, please mute your phones, please. Please mute your phones.
Sir, someone is disturbing, sir.
Huh? Hello, Kiran, administrator, please mute from there itself, from the university. That provision is not there in my system. You please mute all the people. Hello, still is there? Hello?
No, sir. No, sir.
నో సార్ క్లియర్ గానే ఉంది సార్.
క్లియర్ సార్.
Okay. You are not the system both Marika. Sound was okay. Then attempts Madras Library. First time in the Madras Library Act. Madras Library Act 1948. The Madras Library Act was passed in the year 1948. Got assent of government 29 January 1949, and because of operation from 1st April 1950, the silent pictures of the act was given. First time in the, after long pending issues and long fight between government and Dr. S.R. Ranganathan, that Library Act was passed in the year 1948. When it was prepared in 47, 45, they are trying to get. In the year 1948, the act was passed. The act is applicable to the whole state, and it provides for the appointment of state library committee, which advises the government on matters relating to public libraries. And there must be what they written in the document in the act. The director of public libraries, a full-time officer, is responsible for the implementation of the act. He can be a non-professional. The director can be a non-professional. Whereas in some other libraries, what the act is said, the library director should be a full-time, and you must be a library license person. Here in library, Madras Library Act, the director is from non-professional. From the year 1972, separate department was created. Libraries, public library system was created separate way from the year 1972, where it was passed in 1948. The Act was passed. Okay. The concerned public library is treated as the state central library. Okay. There is a library training institutes run by the department. And what they did in the Act, what they written, they have to run some library training institutes, like they're giving some coaching, like CLSC coaching in our state central library. Also, they're running one course, Certificate of Library Information Science. So at the same time, they're running the course. They are conducting regular classes, workshop, training programs to educate and teach advances in our what are the developments going in our library. For that purpose, they are conducting. So in that way, the department is conducting training programs on those days in Madras. Mobile library services. See, libraries, people may not be aware of the library, where the library is located in our area. Still, we may not be knowing in our library, where we are staying in the city. We may not know where the public library is situated. But libraries are there in each and every locality. Municipality maintained by the municipal, maintained by the public libraries, whatever it may be. So still we do not know. Sometimes what the public libraries do, they will arrange mobile libraries. Mobile libraries are libraries on wheels. That mobile vans will come to our area, our colony, our basti, so that make use of the library facilities. Okay. And then centralized supply of Tamil books for the value of 20%. What are the budget allotted to the government, by the government to public libraries? In that budget, 20% of the books should be purchased only on Tamil language. And that provision also created in the Act. Then students are engaged in organizing home delivery services under Earn While You Learn scheme. And they are supported to the students. What they did, they're giving facilities to the students while reading, going to school. They have to earn something by the way of supplying the books to delivering books to home. In that way, they are gaining some money. Okay, that is about Madras. Then Hyderabad Public Library Act 1955. It was seized. The Hyderabad Library started in 1951, took up the cause of library legislation by Sri K.M. Ujalamkar, who took lead in regard, persuaded Sri Gopal Rao Egbote, the Minister of Education, Hyderabad State, to take up library legislation. On those days, the Library Act was not there in our Hyderabad. So it was in the control of Nizams. So they were supported, but the Act was not there. So on those days, Minister of Education, Gopal Rao Egbote, what they did, they supported the bill, and that bill was drafted according to Madras Library Act. Then in December 1954, and Dr. S.R. Ranganas was invited to preside over the conference. In that conference, they asked the Library Act, Hyderabad Library people asked the Ranganas to make a draft bill to pass Act for our Hyderabad libraries. According to the prepared, and the bill was passed. The Minister of Education shall state of what they did in 56. The Minister of Education, the silent features of this Act are: the Minister of Education shall be State Library Authority. State Library Council is advisory in nature. The Director of Public Institutions will also act as a Director of Public Libraries. Local Library Authority, one each for Hyderabad and Secunderabad and for each district. The library sits on property tax or house tax at the rate of 7 paisa or on every rupee. On those days, it was 7 paisa, and later it was increased as an 8 paisa. Afterwards, after formation of Andhra Pradesh in 1960, a new act came into force by merging all the Hyderabad and AP. It was called as a Andhra Pradesh Public Library Act 1960. Okay, and Constitution of Andhra Pradesh Gandhara Parishad, which nominated body by government as apex body with statutory powers and functions. Constitution of Director of Public Libraries to direct, supervise, and control the public library system. The director will directly manage, control the public library system by the director. And that was also there in the silent features of Act. And provision to collect cess up to 8 paisa per rupee as surcharge on house tax and property tax collected by the local bodies. And there is a provision to collect the cess 8 paisa per rupee from the local bodies like municipalities. And payment of assessment charges of staff working at the city Gandhara Sanstha by the government. Before that, it was not there. Those are working in the city Gandhara Sansthas were not paid by the government. So, in this act, they are clearly mentioned that those are people are working cities in the Gandhara Sanstha by their salaries may be paid by this act. Okay. Then grant made to private libraries by the government. Government is also agreed to pay grant in aids like aided college, aided libraries. They are supporting the libraries. Those want to maintain the libraries, private libraries. They are giving some aid to run in a good manner, to purchase good books, good number of books, good number of stuff. They're supporting in that way by providing grant in aid. Then Karnataka Library Act was passed in 1965. Okay. There is a provision for state authority in the form of corporate body with the Minister of Education as a chairman. See, in Madras Library and Hyderabad, the AP Library, there was a director of public libraries, full-time libraries. Whereas in Karnataka Act, the provision for state library authority is form of corporate body with the Minister of Education as chairman. Anytime, Minister of Education will be the chairman of the public libraries. Okay. Then state central library shall be apex body of public library system in the state. Constitution of local library authority for cities and districts. Then creation of centralized units like corporate collection, state library for the blind. Is a special feature is there in the Karnataka Library is that the corporate collection is different. Those books, those material which are having corporate, their collection is kept in separate division. And the state central library is providing for blind. See, some libraries may not be ignoring these blind people. We have to give importance to the blind people also. We have to provide braille books to them. And nowadays, the separate softwares, specialized software also available in the market. By that way, we can provide services to them even for blind child people. Okay. And at the same time, we have to provide services to the child people, like whether they are physically by providing them a ramp, provide the climbing the steps. We have to provide library should be providing maintaining these ramps also to come into the library and wheelchairs. We are providing everything in the library. Why? Because we are to giving privilege to each and every person in the society without any discrimination. It's the first and foremost aim of the libraries. We have to provide information to anybody, like doctors. It's our what I previously said in profession. Library as a profession, it's a noble profession. Library profession is a noble profession. Noble profession means whenever you want to go to any doctor, without asking your personal information, you will write medicines. You will diagnose and treat you according to your disease. We will just give medicines to you. In the same way, librarians should also give same thing, providing information, providing books, guiding them in all way without discrimination. So it's like a noble profession. Okay. Then Maharashtra Public Library was passed in the year 1967. Okay. The silent features of this act are Constitution of State Library Council with Minister of Education as a ex-officio president. Here in Karnataka, he was the chairman, whereas in Maharashtra, he is ex-officio president. And this is a council. Whereas in Karnataka, it was a corporate body. Whereas in Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu was a directorates. So in different ways, they are giving some provisions, and according to that, they will act according to legislation. Then establishment of Maharashtra State Library Services. And Constitution of District Library Committees, there is no provision for collection of cess. See here, what Maharashtra government is doing, they are not allocating any funds from the, collecting any cess from the people, like from house property. They are allocating some amount. The government shall contribute to the library fund every year, a sum of not less than 25 lakhs of the rupees. See, not less than 25 lakhs rupees every year, they are allocating to maintain the public libraries in the Maharashtra. Granting aid to private libraries, they are providing also, granting it also, they are providing. The director of any person authorized by him shall have power to inspect all public libraries to any institution attached there to satisfy himself that provision of act. Whenever anybody, if I'm the head of the family, I'm giving some money to my children, I have every right to ask what they are doing, how they are utilizing that money in a correct manner or not. It is right to inspect. In the same way, the director has a right, and the government has a more right. And the government is providing some amount to the run these libraries, they got every right to ask for all the things, how they are maintaining all this things. In West Bengal, public library was passed in 1979. The main Kumar Mahendra Dev Rai Maheshia tried to introduce the model library act. Then it was Bengal, it was failed. And afterwards, after all the issues, it was successfully. And what it happened in the Bengal, some special, it was politicized in the Bengal. Why? Because leftists, though who promised in their manifesto, if they win their elections on those days, they will definitely going to provide library legislation to the people. They won the election and they supported library legislation. The library legislation come into force the Bengal. In that way, the act was politicized in that manner. The Manipur Public Library Act was passed in 1988. Their Constitution of State Library Committee as to the advisory government, creation of Department of Public Libraries, Constitution of District Library Authority, Constitution of Library Fund, mainly with government collection. No library cess. In Manipur also, there is no library cess. Only what I think in South India only, we are following to collect the cess from out of library house property. Whereas in other states, they are allocating some amount from different ways. Then Kerala Public Library, 1989. Then Haryana, it was also there is a 3-tier administrative system for the organization administration of the public libraries: State Library Council, District Library Council, and Taluk Library Council. There in special feature as in Kerala Public Library Act. The Taluk Library Union supervises, coordinates, and controls the library service in the Taluk. The Kerala Granthara Sanstha, which is staffs assess the library, will be merged in the State Library Council. So, in that way, the proper regulation to affiliate the libraries also. So, in that way, that Kerala Library Act was passed. Then Haryana Public Library Act, 1989. So, because of ML Bhagi former library state central library, Haryana took initiative to start the Haryana Library Association in 1967. So, he conducted a library seminar, initiated and prepared a draft and submitted to the government. And Haryana Library Association organized a seminar on library legislation in Haryana in July 1989, as followed by follow-up action. The bill was resubmitted to the government. Mrs. Sushma Swaraj, then the Education Minister of Haryana, moved the bill in the Haryana legislation in September 1989 and got it approved. That was done in 1989. Though its silent features are, State Library Authority shall advise the government in that way. And the State Central Library shall have the following sections: State Reference Library and State Lending Library. See, the different divisions are there here. One is for reference library. The complete reference material is available in the reference library, like our National Library in Kolkata. Here, what they are doing, the reference material is keeping somewhere else in separate division. And lending library, those who wanted to borrow the books, lend the books, should be a separate division. According to Act, they have to maintain this separate 2 divisions in their state. And constitution of city and town library committees. see, there's some libraries wanted to decentralize the system so that they can manage the libraries in an easy way. So in that way, what they did, they constituted cities and town libraries committees also. They wanted to take the opinion from different low level, low style. That means the libraries which are not recognized should be given importance to take their opinion, because they are not approached to big libraries. So in the middle way, some libraries are there, low levels libraries are there, and highest libraries are there. All the libraries should be come together, means they have to decentralize and they take their opinion of from the bottom of the libraries, so that they will constitute this committees also. Okay. Then Mizoram Public Library Act 1983. Okay. The Mizoram Public Library Act was passed 1993, and Goa Public Library Act 1993. Gujarat Act was passed in 2001. Orissa Public Library Act was 2001. Uttaranchal Public Library Act was 2005. Rajasthan Public Library Act passed in 2006. Uttar Pradesh Public Library Act passed 2006. Bihar State Public Library Information Center Act was 2008. Okay. And these are Arunachal Public Library Act was 2009, and Telangana Public Library Act was passed in 2015. It was the latest one because it was bifurcated recently in the year 2014, and afterwards the Library Act was passed in 2015.
ఇది ఓన్లీ ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియం వాళ్ళకే ఉందా సార్? తెలుగు మీడియం వాళ్ళకి వేరే లింక్ ఉంటే ఎవరైనా పంపండి సార్.
So it was there. Okay. And then present registration act of books. Hello, inagaltura meeru? Hello. Are you audible? Inapartunda?
సార్ సార్ తెలుగు మీడియం లో ఏమని చెప్పండి సార్ కొద్దిగా.
తెలుగు మీడియం
ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయండి సార్ అప్పుడప్పుడు కొద్దిగా.
తెలుగులో కూడా చేస్తాం. చేస్తా. నో ప్రాబ్లం. మీరు అంటే సిన్స్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియం మళ్ళీ సమ్వన్ విల్ అబ్జెక్ట్, అందుకోసం మీకు ఎట్లా అర్థమైతే అట్లా. ఈవెన్ ఫర్ హిందీ ఆల్సో దోస్ వాంట్ డు నాట్ మేబీ నాట్ బి నోయింగ్ తెలుగు ఇంగ్లీష్ లో రాకపోయినా హిందీలో కూడా చెప్తా. మై అల్టిమేట్ ఎయిమ్ ఇస్ టు
ఎక్కువ తెలుగులో చెప్పండి సార్.
ఓకే, నా ఏం ఏంటంటే మీకు రీచ్ కావాలి, మీరు అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి.
సార్ తెలుగు స్టేట్స్ నుంచి ఎక్కువ మంది ఉన్నారు కాబట్టి కొంచెం తెలుగులో ఎక్కువ చెప్పండి.
నో ప్రాబ్లం. తెలుగు గానీ హిందీ గానీ ఇంగ్లీష్ 3 లాంగ్వేజ్ నాకు తెలుసు, 3 ఇట్లా చెప్తా. నో ప్రాబ్లం, నో ఇష్యూ. ఇప్పటివరకు అర్థమైంది కదా, సింపుల్. ఇది ఎట్లుంది పేపర్? ఓకేనా? దెన్ ప్రెస్ అండ్ రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ యాక్ట్. ప్రెస్ అండ్ రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ యాక్ట్ మనము రేపు కంటిన్యూ చేద్దాం. ఇప్పుడు పోతుంది ఇది నాది 12:30 వరకు అని చెప్పిండు. వేరే క్లాస్ ఉందంట, ఫోన్ చేస్తున్నాయన. మనం రేపు 10:30కి మీరేనా వచ్చేది? రేపు అంతా మీరేనా? రేపు 10:30 క్వార్టర్ 11 గంట కలుద్దాం మనం. అంటే ఎంత తొందరగా కలుద్దాము, డిస్కస్ చేద్దాం. తెలుగులో ఇంగ్లీష్ లో కూడా మీకు ఎట్లా అర్థమవుతుందో. నాకు మధ్య మధ్యలో అడుగుతున్నారు, మీకు క్వశ్చన్స్ అడిగితే నాకు అర్థమవుతుంది. మీరు ఏమైనా వేస్తే నాకు మీకు అర్థమవుతుంది, అదే తెలుస్తుంది. నేను చెప్పినట్టు అవుతుంది.
తెలుగు అయితే కంపల్సరీ అడిగేవాళ్ళం సార్, మాకు తెలుగు కావాల్సి వచ్చింది.
బాబు తెలుగు ఇంగ్లీష్ కు తేడా తమ్ముడు. ఇంగ్లీష్ నేర్చుకోవాలి కూడా మనం సర్వే కావాలంటే సొసైటీలో అది కూడా నేర్చుకోవాలి, ప్రయత్నం చేయాలి. ఓకే, చెప్తాను, తెలుగులో కూడా చెప్తాను. ఓకే, రేపు కలుద్దాం.
ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
బాయ్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యూ. బాయ్. థ్యాంక్ యూ మా. థ్యాంక్ యూ. Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
Hello.
కాల్.
అందరూ నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ ఉంటున్నారా సార్? ఉన్న వాళ్ళందరూ హలో, నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్కి ఎంతమంది ఉంటున్నారు సార్? దీంతో ఏం పని అంటావా?